How very dare you? One episode without magicats is too many.
Wait, what does that even mean?
Wouldn't you like to know, dipshit?
Yes, explain yourself.
Absolutely not.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
Excellent. Welcome to the High-End Low-Whiz podcast, where the smartest people you've ever met are the dumbest people you've ever known.
Hey everyone, just a quick programming note. As discussed in more detail at the beginning of episode 2, we at High-End Low-Whiz condemn sexual assault, and we will be switching systems from Dungeon World to Quest World at the end of the first story arc, so the beginning of the second story arc. Thank you for sticking with us during this transition, and we can't wait to jump into the new rule set with y'all. Hi-lo, everyone, and welcome back to the High-Int Low-Whiz podcast, where we're all thick of brain and dumb of ass. I'm Nick Davis, the conductor of this slow-moving train wreck, and with me are I think we determined last time, the wheels of said train, though they are all going in separate directions. Can you all go around and introduce yourselves, please?
Hi, I'm Alice, she, her. I play the Bunny Folk Slayer, Lorelei Nix, and I'm pretty sure we're the hijackers, not the wheels.
I'm Mike Sayre, he, him, and I am playing Taku, the Gator-born shaman. And if anybody has a hand on the wheel, I like to think it's me.
Hey, I'm Dean, he, him. I'm going to be playing Rosmo Kilcarian, a dwarf turncloak. And if anybody's going to be stealing the wheel from anybody, it'll also be me.
Hi, I'm Anna, they, them. I'm playing the fawn arsonist Daphne. And I mean, there may or may not be an engine fire.
Hi, everyone. I'm Benny Arndt. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Emish Eamon Hornigold, the quarter leprechaun Olympian. And I'm actually not sure of my position on this train at all. He probably thinks he's the engineer, but he's more likely like outside running alongside it.
So, you know on ships how they have like the bust of the lady on the front?
The figurehead?
The figurehead right on the front of the train.
I mean, I'm digging this image. Like, this is gold. This is what I'm going to think about before I go to sleep at night.
I was thinking more of the axle, right? Because, yeah, well, I'm just, wherever Daphne and I go, the only reason that we end up in the same direction is the bonding glue or long straight rod of Emish. That didn't come out quite right.
You said what you meant, you said it with your whole chest, and I'm proud of that.
How do you know if it's straight?
Let's move on.
Depends on how excited he is.
Aside, let's do a little recap.
You might want to see a doctor about
and that's
that.
What I was afraid. That was what I was afraid of.
One mask.
All right, let's recap our last session, guys. In our last game, you all took the pre-stolen box that you had stolen from Jasper Barker, the Dwarven Knight of Capitalism and the appointed manager of the Astral Plaza Casino. After clearing a little bit of distance from the casino itself, you all decided to open up the box after quite a bit of insistence that it was very, very dildo-shaped.
Yes.
And you guys discovered that it contained a Magicat collar and a poorly written goodbye letter from Shay's now deceased Magicat, seasonal allergies.
It really made us feel bad about the dick jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so, yes.
I'm still dealing with the fact that apparently Magicats are literate. That's like, that makes them slightly more people than I was originally thinking of them as, and now I'm like in a deep period of introspection about what that says about me as a person.
Okay, so if the average American reads at like a 4th grade level, where do Magicats fall on that?
Just below a 4th grade level. We'll say that it was a 2nd or 3rd grader that wrote that note.
Okay. Oh no.
It's kind of cute, actually.
A little bit. It's also like kind of really obnoxious because they do spend a lot of time like drawing dicks on the side of buildings and things.
Oh yeah.
So
like all 3rd graders do.
So in some ways they're advanced and they're more like 7th graders.
That's true.
Exactly. They split the upright.
So there's just a bunch of super, like the weird S drawn everywhere by Magicats.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
It's easy for them because their little claw can just go in straight lines.
Or they can just use a magic hand to paint it on the side of a building. It's fine. So you were all mad enough about what was in that box that you apparently swore a blood oath then and there that after returning the box, Jasper was going to die, and quite painfully. You guys returned said box to Shay's smuggling hideout, the affectionately named Portmanteau, and returned the box to her. On completion of that contract, Shay informed you guys that your debt to her was now officially canceled and a new contract was available. 100 coins for killing Jasper in such a way that he will not be coming back, and without any heat for the murder coming back on her. Details beyond that are entirely up to you all. Following that, Taku insisted that it was time to break it down for a couple of hours to blow off some steam because, as Taku said, all work and no play makes you all a bunch of psychopaths.
It's true.
Truer words.
Taku and Daphne. Oh, God. Yeah, no, he hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. You know, when someone's got you dead to rights, like.
Right. Taku and Daphne broke it down on the dance floor, quite literally playing with fire. Rosmo and Lorelei took to playing darts so that they could, quote, keep that murder high going, and because Lorelei, quote, doesn't know how to turn off. While Emish entered a slap boxing match with a broad-shouldered dwarven woman. Her name was Bronwyn, by the way. I forgot to give you all the name during the previous session. We're actually going to jump in right there with Bronwyn carrying Emish like a precious little trophy towards the bar to get a victory drink. What are you guys doing? Are you gonna let it hold until tomorrow? There is not a deadline on when this dick needs to get dead. So it is up to you guys how you want to kill the night.
I'm not holding it till tomorrow, man. This place is free with the drinks. The waitresses are working the floor. Holding it till tomorrow would just be uncomfortable. I am instead going to go relieve myself somewhere and then take a nap and tackle this whole thing sober in the morning, hopefully with the rest of my sober and marginally but largely marginally hungover but largely functional compatriots.
Get some egg sausage sandwich in the morning, something hearty,
something greasy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I saw that dwarf hauling off Emish. We're not going after Jasper tonight.
You're looking at it as we're not getting him back tonight.
That's correct.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's a real big lady for just such a little guy.
Lucky bastard.
And that's why we're not even going to try to get him back.
That's reasonable. I wouldn't want to get in her way. I would like to watch her make her way, through the bar, but I don't want to. I'm not brave enough to stand between her and her destination.
You like watching, huh?
I mean, look at her. Look at that beard, Rosmo. I've never seen anything half as luscious in all my life.
Looking directly at Rosmo and his beard.
No, Rosmo's beard is unkempt.
I don't want to kink shame, but the quarter leprechaun and the bearded woman is not the particular event that I, as the person playing a cold-blooded reptile, have any interest in watching.
You're perfectly valid in that.
You don't like to see the warm bloods get it going?
It's all that hair. It's too weird. And the nipples?
It's like a tiki bird cleaning a hippopotamus.
I'm never going to get that mental image out of my head.
God.
Right, that may have been a bit too far. I apologize.
Nope.
No, that may be the name of the episode. We're going to find out.
Every episode name is going to be the raunchiest.
I think for this one that probably plays, yeah. Oh, God. Okay, so in the interest of not getting too explicit with it, Benny, roll Constitution.
All right. That is a 10.
10, that is a full success. Emish has himself a real good night and wakes up feeling well rested and taken care of the best way.
Oh, I don't think Emish went to sleep.
Could be too.
Look, we all recharge and do
Yeah,
sure. The short answer is Emish is not doing too bad this morning.
I think somebody's probably going to have to come collect Emish in the morning. I don't think it's going to be... if you wait for that door to open, you may be waiting a long time.
We're just all sitting outside of it, just kind of so who wants to...
I imagine Daphne's used to that and just kind of goes in, grabs an ankle, and walks out.
Jesus.
Wait, you opened the door?
Oh, most likely. She doesn't give a shit anymore. She's probably seen worse. Being your friend.
Do you want to know what you see?
Not particularly. She probably walks in with her hand over her eyes.
It's amazing you found the leg right away without looking.
What you don't see, but what the audience does see, is is Bromwyn wearing black satin gloves and standing in front of a black background so that it looks like she's the Venus de Milo, and she's holding her arms up in the air, and we see Emish, like, buck naked. You see him from behind. He's got a spear in his hand. It's actually not a spear, it's a curtain rod, but he's holding it like a javelin, and he's posed like an Olympian athlete. And then there's a young gentleman, like 20-something, that was clearly like a waiter, brought up some food or something. And he is in a costume that looks like it was made in like kindergarten class out of construction paper and scotch tape. And it's a really bad like donkey mask.
I don't know what we've just learned about Benny, but I'm terrified.
For the increasingly important purposes of being able to call this an educational show, I should note that the symbiotic birds with relationships with the hippopotamus are actually the oxpecker and the egret. So it should have been, it looks like an oxpecker climbing over a hippopotamus.
Okay, but wait a minute. Alligators and crocodiles also have a bird that they have a symbiotic relationship with.
I just look, as long as somebody learns something tonight other than Benny's fetishes, we're
let's be perfectly clear here. Emish's fetish.
Yes, and there's a perfectly good reason for all of this.
Is there?
There is.
Is there really?
There is.
Absolutely.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emish engages in mythological foreplay, so he is enacting the myths of his people out as a sexual beginning.
Wait, are you saying he's doing sexual theater?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I get that heater, I want sexual theater. No, it could not come together. I really was like, there's got to be an end point
You were so
here,
close.
right?
You really needed to just like go into it.
Alice, that has to stay in the episode.
It will be preserved in one way or another. We have to share that psychic damage.
Okay.
We can't be the only ones who have taken
We'll take less if we spread it out.
Realizing the door has opened and Daphne has walked in, Emish turns and, oh, shite. Oh, shite. It's morning. And, like, throws on clothes and just comes out and joins you.
I don't think he's sober because he was holding the curtain rod and didn't know it was morning.
Bronwyn leans her head out the door and she says, "So I'll see you tonight, or
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I probably.
Okay." Closes the door behind you.
He's gonna egret and leave it.
Fucker.
I mean, Emish has the social grace of a minotaur, so what are you gonna do? It's.
I'm gonna say the party gathers downstairs. You are in the public house downstairs. There are a few patrons. There is a nice, greasy hangover-style breakfast. You guys rally up around a table. A pile of hash browns, a pile of eggs, a pile of sausages, and a pile of bacon are brought. So, have your discussion.
Like, as we're walking up, I think Emish is talking to Daphne. So, did you ever hear the myth about the armless lass and the talking ass?
No, but I imagine you're going to tell me?
Does Daphne have a choice?
No, she's used to just getting told. So she's like, oh, I'm going to find out.
See, there was this beautiful woman that, all the gods were jealous of her. And so they took her arms away and turned her into a statue. And they said, okay, well, somebody's got to throw a spear, and she's going to catch it with her arms. And her lover at the time was turned into an ass who could still talk. And he had to convince someone else to do it because he was an ass. He can't throw a spear. So her lover had to convince someone else to throw the spear so she could catch it with her armless self so that she could become human again.
What's the point?
The gods are strange.
Okay.
So I didn't say this often, but don't we have some murders to talk about?
Oh, God. Are we finally doing that?
Yeah, I think Lorelai's got, like, her cup of coffee, black, like, and she hates black coffee, but she's, it's part of the act, only black coffee.
I'm surprised. I'm legitimately surprised that it's not at least 50% whiskey.
It's a healthy 43% whiskey.
Is that an Emish coffee?
I feel like Emish's coffee is a good 70% whiskey.
So, I've been putting a lot of thought into this Jasper situation, and as you know, I'm a person who generally abhors violence, but I do understand that sometimes it is a necessity of people's lives. But I put a lot of thought into how can we complete this contract and not kill Jasper, while still ensuring that Jasper got the appropriate punishment he deserved.
I think you've been taken in the wrong direction.
But killing Jasper's half the fun.
I just wanted to float. I just wanted to float the idea, and I don't even know if this is possible. There would be research involved. What if we turned Jasper into a magic cat?
And then we drown that cat.
I'm not comfortable killing a magic cat, but I do want to kill Jasper, so no?
I'm just like, this whole thing is that he disrespected the memory of a magic cat. He stole a magic cat from someone. And so what if he had to live life, that kind of nice ironic punishment, ironic in the Alanis Morissette sense, not the literal
Alanis
sense.
Morissette, the famous bard from
Yeah, we all knew who I was talking about, for sure.
Yeah, duh.
I think I like the direction you're going, and I'm gonna throw some spaghetti of my own at the wall there. And
The spaghetti intestines.
magic cats will eat anything. Like, they're not smart. If we can make him look particularly delectable to them, I'm sure that they would just munch his little face off.
See, I had been on the what if we don't kill him route, and I was getting excited as you were providing this suggestion. I was like, oh, magic cats will eat anything. What an ironic punishment it would be to turn him into a cat and then make him eat the deed to his casino. Isn't that an equitable and appropriate response from a responsible adult citizen?
And then he would choke on the deed? Is that the plan?
And then he would choke on the deed and die. I think this is brilliant. Taku, you have such a mind for traps.
I've got an idea too, Taco. How about we kill Jasper? There's my idea.
To the audience, keep the way he was biting his lip in just concern was the best.
He's gentle parenting his way into teaching us morals, and we just start listening.
This party, the entire group of us, has one single person trying to be the conscience, because I'm not trying to do that, and none of the rest of you are. Mike and Taku are this group's conscience. Delightful.
Well, and here's the thing too, Taku. When we were all talking about killing Jasper, that was the first time that we all agreed on something immediately.
Team building.
Yeah, no, I know. I just, having had some time to think about it, little sleep on it, see how you feel in the morning. Considering my responsibilities that are written deep in the tablet of my soul, Daphne is out of balance and a danger to themselves, and I will help them.
You're totally helping me. You're giving me a focus. A nice murder mash.
Lorelai does not believe in the spirit world, but I will make her listen.
I'm listening. I'm not
and the spirits are kind of oddly not they don't have a really strong opinion on this one. So I guess ultimately at the end of the day, we're all gonna do what we're gonna do. But I just wanted to raise the idea that maybe we could make letting him live a worse punishment than killing him, while retaining a shred of morality.
Now, I will say, I do like the idea of what we're doing to him is worse. That part of the plan, I am on board with.
Hold on to that. Really grab it. And keep in mind, I'm not saying we don't commit crimes, right? There's going to be elements of identity theft involved here. He's probably going to have a strong claim to assault, because I assume someone's going to have to hold him down if we're going to turn him into a cat. I still have no details on how we're going to pull that off. Right? We're going to make him disappear. We're going to go kind of lie to claim this bounty, because we're going to say, yeah, he's gone, the truth, and there's absolutely no way anyone will bring him back to life. Also the truth, and frankly, not something we can really absolutely guarantee through any means.
Well, that's not true.
Well, if we cut his head off, he can't be revivified, so...
You think that, but maybe magic is an evolving science.
I will say, I am coming around on your point of view here, Taku. There is something delightful about the idea of making him be like our little mascot magic cat.
That's fun.
That would be really fun.
I like a portmanteau.
We would have to do something kind of mean, though. We'd have to declaw him, I think.
Oh, we could declaw him, and then we would get our murdering fix.
Yeah.
Imish looks at you aghast.
You know what? Weirdly, that feels slightly not as bad as like chopping his fingers off, even though it's the same thing. So okay, yeah, that gets a pass.
Yeah, this is the moral, ethical track to take. I didn't know that being moral could be so much fun.
Well, we get those little bright pink little like claw caps, so we can just like pretend a claw and get nothing.
Like, being extra specific, like pulling his claws off is pulling his fingernails out. It's not taking his fingers off.
I've done that before.
Jesus Christ, dude.
But like, we could dress him up. Daphne, we could dress him up if he were a magic cat.
Put him in a little hat.
Put him in a little hat, the tiniest
His
little
little
hat.
hat and his little pink claw cap.
We could have outfits to match him to all of us.
Why not just put clown clothing on him?
I'm just confused why all of you want to spend more time with Jasper.
Wait, we're not talking about wearing Jasper now, are we? Because if we are, we've gone too far back.
See that magic hat, Jasper.
I am intrigued by this magic cat Jasper idea, and I want to chase this a little bit further, but I definitely want to make sure that he has little matching outfits to all of us.
With the claw covers.
I heard we all had matching outfits made out of him, and thus the source of my
Oh, that's
concern.
also very good, though.
That's a
Taku.
good idea.
All right, we'll keep that idea there too.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to raise it as a possibility. I
don't think there'd be enough magic cat to go around. Maybe some fingerless gloves, because you wouldn't quite have enough material.
it's not really a productive line of thought. Anyways,
Is Taku
really.
concerned that the more we talk about them, the more really...
Yeah, I think now is the time for action and moving with the plan we currently have at this exact moment in time.
Why don't we just shove him in a loading dock and just ship him to the Oddlands? We'll poke some holes in the box.
I think Taku's realizing that murdering Jasper is actually the gentler approach. Because sending us down this
Definitively.
path, it's just getting worse.
Look, we're all learning a lot about each other's ethics right now, okay? Like, it's a journey.
And you wanted something that wasn't murder, we're giving you options.
Yeah.
Like, I know some human traffickers, like, we could solve it a different
He can
way.
come back from that, though. He might actually never come back if you're a cat.
To the local library, and, so, Lorelei,
Yeah.
if you could do me a favor and look under all the T for Transformation, books.
Not P for polymorph?
The rest, no, you've got P for Polymorph.
Got it.
Daphne, I'm gonna give C for Cat.
I need to state for the record, I'm like 90% sure Daphne has the highest int out of all of us. Like, Daphne is the one who should be handling the high level shit.
Look, no, history says that at the end of this road, everyone is gonna think that what I did was a really good idea. So,
What about D for declaw?
nope.
That's easy. I just got some pliers. That one's simple.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, we already have a resident expert. But more importantly, I'm gonna go ahead and take M for Magicat, in case there's a particular, wouldn't that be convenient if there was a very specific and somewhat easier way to turn something into specifically a Magicat?
You know what? This sounds great. I'm gonna go to the hardware store. I think there's some lie I can pick up for a plan B.
Well, okay, you made it worse.
You can't go to the hardware store. We need somebody on what letter did I give him?
You gave him P there, Taku, for polymorph.
Yeah, P for polymorph. You've got P for polymorph. You have responsibilities here at the library, this public place of peace, not down at the hardware, that place of hiding death.
I can also assemble a table.
Dean, just for that very fun in character finding a lie joke. Before the end of the session tonight, you get a free extra D6 roll.
Ooh, fancy.
And you can take the better of your 2d6. I'm putting in a house rule for if you guys really amuse me, I'm gonna just dole those out for funsies.
Oh, you don't know what you've wrought.
Oh, I do.
You know what? I'm going to need you to come up with a Ben Stiller award for the person in the scene who is not funny, but without whom the humor would not happen. There's a clear dynamic developing, and I need to look out for my interests in this moment.
It's okay. Let me be clear. It's not for making me laugh. It's for being in character and doing something that amuses me.
I got you.
Me specifically.
So you're not into donkeys and armless chicks, I take it.
Brought it back around.
And if that had been in character, Benny, if that had been in character, Christ on sale.
Like, as a proud supporter of the local library, it is, a staple of the community. I don't mind this plan.
Okay, but there's some local business I could also support.
We can do both.
Later, after you've read all of the P for Polymorph books.
Plan A, Plan B.
Yeah, absolutely.
That whole, however large the section in the library is, God willing, a couple rows worth of books.
I have one of my base skills, bestiary knowledge. You are learned about monsters and how to fight them. Take +1 to spout lore about dangerous creatures. Now, what is more dangerous than a magicat?
Most tanks.
No, they wreak havoc on local ecosystems, like birds. Everywhere there's a magicat infestation, local birds just fucking plummet. The loss of magicats represents a danger, an emotional danger, because you get used to seeing such cute little bastards, and then they're gone. When they fucking yeet themselves off the Skyland.
They're constantly accusing us of crimes.
There's just so much crime. They are extremely dangerous. So
yeah, how many times have they accused us of crimes? They're counting cards, or they beat up that guy who works here and hit him in that nook, and it's just shut up, Magicats.
They tried to mug us.
What was my point?
They are very dangerous.
Yeah, no, they're dangerous.
I should be able to use bestiary knowledge and take +1 to spout lore.
I hear you trying to convince me.
And it's working so good. They are so dangerous.
They are not a dangerous creature.
Damn it.
I think Lorelai is convinced they're dangerous.
Yes, of course.
They are not dangerous.
They're not dangerous. They literally got us arrested. They literally got us arrested. How is that not dangerous?
Also, they're dangerously cute.
You can roll
Look at them, their
lore.
little faces and their big ears. They
God
wiggle.
damn it, we were so close.
You
Why would you do that?
too quickly on that?
But they're so cute. Look at them.
You had it up until you started talking in cutesy talk.
Damn it.
Now I'm back the other way. Nope. You can roll spout lore.
Rabble.
And what specifically are you looking for?
I guess I'm going to be looking for, I've encountered weird-ass creatures and weird-ass magic in the Oatlands. That kind of...
Literally look to your left and your right.
Yeah. Shit just gets all fucky-wucky.
For sure.
And I'd like to see if I can spout lore to try to kind of help us narrow our library search. Changelings exist, but mimics?
Sure.
Maybe we could utilize a mimic in order to facilitate this transformation of Jasper into an adorable
clarify
magicat.
here. Yeah, go ahead and roll, and then we'll get into that. Roll +N, and I will let you take a +1.
Yes, thank you, bestiary knowledge. Oh shit, that's a 13.
Holy shit.
I'm smart as fuck.
Yo.
13. All right. You sit back thinking about polymorphing a person into a magicat. And that's specifically what you're looking for. You are looking to polymorph a humanoid into a magicat. The thing that becomes salient and significant to you is no one actually knows where the magicats come from. We know specifically which Skyland they're from, where they come from, where they proliferate from, but no one's ever seen their birthing process, where they actually originate from.
Quick, everyone stop and try to think of the last time you saw a Magicat kitten.
Magicats don't fuck.
You can't.
You literally can't.
Because it wouldn't be a Magicat, it would be a Magic Kitten.
It's a word that only just now entered your lexicon. It did not exist before.
Magic kitten? No, doesn't make any
Well,
sense.
you see, Nick, when a mommy Magicat and a daddy Magicat love each other very much.
You know what, Benny? Have Amish roll int on that real quick, and let me finish out what I'm telling Alice. Lorelai specifically knows that the Magicats originate from the only Skyland that is slightly lower than Glittershade, which is Sigrun's Cradle. There are a couple of magic colleges on the Skyland, and they have been trying to map the Skyland in its entirety for centuries, and have never fully succeeded in that.
Good job.
I don't know how Magicats are made. I don't think anyone knows, but we're a hop, skip, and a jump to Sigrun's Cradle. And we could just knock this motherfucker real unconscious and take him there to, some wizards. Wizards, they're real easy to manipulate. Promise them a little bit of power and, flatter them in their egos a little bit. And you can usually coax them to do what you want.
Offer him a crystal sphere.
Oh, they love them orbs.
Give them a couple of your teeth, but those always grow back.
I don't think that experience is universal, but yeah.
Well, I like my teeth. You can offer your
Get
teeth.
him a good book. Wizards love a good book.
Yeah, they like books.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we take Jasper to Sigrun's Cradle, and we have them turn him into a Magicat, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we have a Magicat friend.
Perfect.
I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. I mean, we know how to make murder. What are we doing here studying?
That is true. There is that. There's always that.
That's a 9 for int.
With your 9, I'm sorry, I've lost track. What specifically were you asking before I asked you to roll int? It was, have you ever seen a magic kitten? Was that the...
Yeah, I was talking about magic cat sex, clearly.
Emish has a one-track
It's still in earlier this morning mode is what it is. Yeah.
Fair enough. This is actually relevant to the last episode when I was talking about seasonal allergies. When I was reading the note, I referred to seasonal allergies as he. And when Shay was talking about seasonal allergies, she referred to seasonal allergies as she. Both are true and both are false. Neither is accurate. Magicats are not gendered creatures. They just kind of exist.
I mean, maybe they reproduce asexually.
Could be.
We don't know is the general kind of thrust of the matter.
It's like eels. No one knows how eels reproduce.
Or Godzilla.
That can't be true.
It's true.
No. This is an educational show. Good job, everybody.
We have so many facts that we can teach people. Useful facts?
No.
They are facts.
But stick with us, you'll win at trivia night.
Spout lore. On a 7 to 9, the GM will tell you something interesting, and it's on you to make it relevant.
I just feel hoodwinked by Taku, because, like, at no point did everybody go, yep, that's the plan, and then it's like, we're in the library.
You have not yet gone to the library. You are still eating breakfast.
Oh, okay.
There is still time to raise objections and come up with a different plan, if that's what you would like.
I have, but they've fallen on deaf ears, so I think Emish is just like, all right, well... His argument was going to be like, we were cohesively decided on murder, but if that's not the way the team is going, he's not going to be the person that disrupts the new cohesion, right?
I feel like Lorelai's going to lean over and just kind of like sensing Emish's lack of enthusiasm about, hitting the books and doing the studying. It's like, look, we're going to try this. And if and when it all goes tits up, then, we just gotta be prepared to do ourselves, like, a truly stupendous level of violence. And I know I can count on you to deliver on that, right, Emish?
Oh, yeah, certainly. Always ready.
Excellent. Good.
Oh my god, remember the magicats they kept inside the casino as, like, security cameras? That's gonna be his life. He's gonna have to live that life if he wants to eat.
He's going to have to live the life of his employees. Maybe that is a really good punishment for him.
I'm telling you, it's an onion of punishment, guys. Death is not required.
Can we at least shake him as a cat first before we put him?
Yeah, you can shake him. Nobody was ever going to try and stop you from shaking him just a little.
Perfect.
I'm going to invent the catapult.
Oh, the catapult?
Oh my god.
Oh, that'll be catastrophic.
Hey,
go to prison. It sounds like you guys are decided on a course of action. You're going to try and find a way to turn this man into a cat.
Yeah.
Permanently.
Yep, and then shake him.
Plan A, and if it doesn't work, then we gut him like a fish.
And set him on fire.
No, we'll gut that fish when we get to it. But no, I didn't say that exactly. The TLDR is no, he doesn't need to be able to turn back. He just needs to be a magic cat forever. I'm open to all kinds of things, right? We could strap him and a magic cat to a couple of iron tables during a lightning storm and some cables connecting metal hats on their heads together. I've heard stories about people getting good luck with that. We could use a ritual that, like, Freaky Fridays him into a moral conundrum he'll never get out of, and he has to stay a cat until he does, if we really want to go all the way in. Whatever the most effective and efficient method of turning him into a magic cat is, that's what we're looking for today.
But the Freaky Friday thing is so much better. Like, I need this. I'm all in.
I want a magic cat Jasper making decisions. Like,
oh my god, the casino will be broke in a week.
Fucking up the Knights of Capitalism from within.
I'm gonna say there are 3 things that you are looking for. You are looking for kill Jasper and put his soul into a magic cat. You are looking for Frankenstein, or I guess it would be Freaky Friday him with a magic cat, and then polymorph him into a magic cat. Those are the three that I'm hearing.
Yeah. We're gonna want to cover all the fields so we know what works. Like, and if the Freaky Friday just isn't an option, right? We don't want to waste all of our time tracking down something that's not an option. So we're gonna have it seems like a reasonably diverse search field.
I'm gonna say that what you are looking for in that case, then you are looking for in the case of turn him into a magic cat, you are looking for polymorph. If you are looking for Freaky Friday him with a magic hat, you are looking for... There's not a Freaky Friday spell. fuck it. There should be a Freaky Friday spell. There's a Freaky Friday spell.
Isn't there like that Lil Dicky song? I'm pretty sure we could find a bard who
Small Richard. That's the one who
I feel like that's like a fairy thing, right? Like that would be a fairy thing to do.
Yes. So Freaky Fridaying is the second option, and that is definitely a spell now. And the third option of trying to kill him and Frankenstein him into a cat. That is the third option. So Frankensteining Freaky Fridaying.
So I think are strongly inclined towards Freaky Friday.
I like that idea a lot. Yeah, actually, that's fun.
Okay. Let's say that's the egg that we're putting the baskets into. Rosmo, I will let you take point on Plan B because you seem to have strong feelings about that.
I have a particular set of skills, and none of those include Freaky Fridays or polymorphs.
I feel like looking at the situation, and Lorelai, like, you know, being a monster hunter, like she's got a good sense of like people's strengths and how best to use them, and she's just gonna like clap a hand on Emish's back and then just gently steer him towards Rosmo. And just as they're going, it's like, look, you're going to be fucking useless in a library, but there's no one I trust more to keep Rosmo on the straight and narrow, as it were. So please, like, help him channel his murderous impulses into something, like, really useful. And maybe you two will become friends as part of it, and that'll be good for all of us. Like, he's not so bad.
Emish, you want to learn a knife trick? I have like 21 uses for a Bowie knife.
We can't let Rosmo go, you all. Rosmo is one of the only two people here I know for sure is literate.
I can read. I had a great-ish education at Wolf Camp, thank you very much.
I said one of only two.
I'm actually really bright, I just don't have any fucking class.
And Daphne has the highest bit score in the
I just said what I know to be true, okay? The only thing I know for sure is that Rosmo and one other person in this group are literate.
I think as Lorelai, you know, takes a hand from Emish and then goes to Rosmo, it's like, Rosmo, you could make a friend. Like, wouldn't that be great? You could make a friend.
I look up at Rosmo and just like, so, are you into dwarves?
I prefer taller women.
Me too.
You have so much in common. Like, it's going to be a great time. And Lorelai's like trying to convince herself of this at this point because I think she's starting to realize, oh, this may not be a good idea. But she's like all in now. So yeah, you two can do some bonding.
I think Emish catching on to what your angle is here is actually going to start helping you out and play along. And it's going to be, so Rosmo, here's the thing. When I tried to start a revolution in the Fey courts, I got kicked out because of all that and everything. So I went about it the wrong way. And I know that you're like a sneaky fecker and you know how to do things in the shadows and corrupt things from within and all that stuff. So I'm wondering, could you teach me how to revolution?
Oh, no, I put those down. It's different.
Well, if you know how to put them down, then you know how to make them successful. You just do the opposite.
Everyone just turns and watches Rosmo as he does.
As he becomes everyone's grandfather after Thanksgiving.
Lorelai, you're the one we know for sure can read. Can you head to the F for Freaky Friday section?
Okay, look, do any of these books have pictures in them? I can follow a diagram.
We are going to split into the Plan A team, the research team, and the Plan B team, the murder team. You guys can divide the party how you please for that, but it sounds like it's Rosmo and Emish on murder team and everyone else on research team. Is that accurate?
I think Daphne's a swing vote. No, she's happy to go either way.
Just be skipping back and forth from group.
She's just going to clip-clop between the
Shocking,
two groups as whims desire.
Yeah, here's about this. Here's over here.
Well, I mean, she's, we've got to make sure that we're all up to date with each other's findings.
Yeah.
Who best to synthesize the findings of each group and accurately convey them to the other group without any miscommunication whatsoever than Daphne?
Well, Team Murder is going to leave the library and they're going to go start acquiring materials that they might need to hide a murder. So, it is a division of labor.
I'm there in spirit.
Okay, I'm gonna look up at Rosmo and just be like, so do you know how to murder?
Well, I mean, who doesn't, right?
Yeah, me too. Let's go get a drink. We've got our plan.
Research team, you guys head to the library. You are looking for Freaky Friday. That's the plan A there.
F for Freaky Friday.
Yeah, like, my hopes is that we're gonna roll up and Jamie Lee Curtis is the librarian.
Which, are we talking like young or like most recently in Everything Everywhere All at Once? Like, which Jamie are we talking here?
All Jamie Lee Curtises. It's a super state of all Jamie Lee Curtises. The waveform collapses when she's observed. So here's what I want to do. For the research team, I want you all to roll 1d6. Actually, let's do this the dumb way. All of you roll 2d6 and take the better number, because there's 3 of you dividing the labor. And whoever you guys want to take point on research, add their int score.
Oh, well, that's a 6.
Okay, mine was a 5.
Mine's also 6, but one of us should have an intelligence added to
I
that.
can add mine. Let me double check what it is again, because I've got it saved.
Lorelai had the clipboard, but I secretly suspect Daphne to be smarter.
Lorelai has more practical knowledge.
Street smart.
Yeah, so I get to add 3 to that.
Jeez.
So that becomes a 9 for me. Book smart, world stupid.
Honestly, yeah. All right, so study team, you guys wander into the library, into the book on magical transposition. We're going to delineate what that is specifically. And you start finding quite a bit of material about what it takes to perform transposition like that. Classically, it has been 2 people wishing, I really wish this person understood what I was going through. At the same time, under the right moon conditions, it requires very specific natural conditions.
It's a huge relief. Could you imagine trying to practice to teach the Magicat to parrot words when you're trying to get this to happen to somebody else? How does it not happen to you first unless the conditions are really specific?
Now, under lab conditions, they have figured out how to synthesize this process, specifically by getting both, we'll say for sake of the show, creatures to say the words, I wish blank could understand what it's like to be me, under specific magical duress.
Just like, got him in a headlock. Say the words,
I was
say the
the same damn thing. You guys remember when Emish made the unconscious guy talk?
Mm-hmm.
We could just knock him out, and we can do a little, like, body puppeting.
Being specific, he does have to say the words with his own voice and with his own consciousness. That is listed in the spell components.
Right.
Daphne is able to pick up the magical ritual needs in order to perform this. It would require about an hour of setup time.
Okay.
And the magical materials are actually pretty mundane. A stack of candles and some incense and not much else besides. Maybe a drop or 2 of blood.
Jasper's blood?
Nondescript on where the blood needs to come from.
Ooh.
The murder team will obviously be able to handle that. Like,
Yeah, they can grab that for
yeah,
sure.
we'll get plenty of blood from them. So
we need a couple buckets of blood.
Ooh. Yes, buckets.
Buckets are more than drops. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how the math on that
But
works
they're full of
exactly.
drops.
But there's a lot of
Yeah, they
Plenty
do
for
say a
regions.
drop in the bucket.
It's a
That's
lot of
saying,
drops in a
so
single bucket.
I'm just saying,
That means we're
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Potato for something that isn't a potato. Murder team, what are you guys digging into?
Okay, we got 2 options. 1, we can actually do a hardware store run. We get, various materials for murder. 2, maybe we start tracking down where Jasper is during the day, figure out their routine, do some sleuthing, figure out where he's most vulnerable. Any of that make sense to you?
Oh, shite. Okay. Yeah, I thought we were going to go get a drink, but I suppose we could do that.
We can do that too. There's beer on the corner. This town sucks, but they have beer on the corner.
Glittershade definitely has great open container laws, for sure.
when you say beer on the corner, is it like I need more details about this.
It's like a hot dog stand, but they also have beer. Or sometimes it's just beer.
It's a walk me down.
Yeah, it's just walk me downs. That's what they're called. The walk me down cart.
I needed to know. Thank you. I have learned yet another thing on our extremely educational
See,
show.
when you said beer on the corner, I was picturing just like a pint glass on the corner showing some leg, like asking if you wanted a date.
No.
You looking for a good
That's
time?
a different neighborhood. We can go there later, but probably not today.
Honey, your mind. I just want to take your brain and slice it up and look at it under a microscope. It's fascinating.
That's not something a serial killer would say.
Alice, that's a deeply troubling thing to
Just
say.
so
You know
curious.
that, right?
Is that a compliment?
Yes. Let's go with yes.
Absolutely.
Murder team, what's the plan?
I guess beer on the corner, and then we follow Jasper around and see what he's up to while sipping beer. It doesn't have to be beer. There's like liquor on the corner too.
I mean, something that we could check into also is maybe see if he's upgraded security at all after the whole popcorn fiasco.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the place where we do the killing. I think it'll be like on his way home, and then we drag him into an alley or something, or grab him from his home. But that might also have security. I mean, he's like a middle manager, so probably not.
He might have holed up there, though. So the thing is, I'm thinking, regardless, like that's where we're going to find him. So if he leaves from there, then we can start tracking what he's up to and stuff. But if he holds up, then we can check the security. But I mean, that's where we're going to locate him, unless you know where he's at.
Why don't you roll spout lore for Rosmo real quick?
Okay, that makes sense. I would probably know these things. What is that? 2d6
plus int.
Are you sure it's int?
I'm sure it's int.
Are you truly sure it's int?
Positive. Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, it doesn't matter, because I rolled 2 6s, so it's fine.
So that's, what, an 11 for you?
Yeah. I have a -1.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I have a -1 to intelligence.
Cool.
He said it with such shame in his voice.
So, Dean, Rosmo knows offhand that within the Knights of Capitalism specifically, if you make that kind of middle manager step, you are expected to basically be on call and available 24/7. You need to be near the place that you are placed. So his home will be within a 5 minutes walk of the Astral Plaza.
Oh, it's easy then.
Considering what the Astral Plaza is, the size and shape of it, probably lives on site.
He lives in the building?
Most likely.
Why would you live where you work?
Never.
Also,
that sounds awful.
I'm gonna say this again. We're using the actual name of the Pinkertons, the Knights of Capitalism, and I really hope we don't get sued, but whatever.
Knights of Capitalism, I think, is just like a generic term. It's not like their official name or anything. That's just what Mr. Pinkerton himself described the Pinkertons
We should
as.
really make sure that's not trademarked or
Right,
something.
Doesn't appear. Corporate Knights is trademarked, but Knights of Capitalism is
We're
not.
good. We Gucci.
We're Gucci.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right. Yeah.
All right. You know theoretically where he lives.
Okay, so did we pass like sleeping quarters when we rummaged through the place last time?
You didn't. You also didn't roll his office or any of the offices on the 3rd floor.
I mean, like, there wasn't a bed in there, so we know it's not that room.
You're really overestimating, like, his commitment to creature comforts versus, like, his brainwashing.
He's a knight of capitalism. He wants to enjoy the money he makes. He's not living like a monk.
But if he lives there already, he has no soul. You never can guess.
Yeah,
where
but he's like a trashy. I have money, but I'm actually not that rich. But I'm gonna act like I am. All right, new plan. We burn the building down at night.
I mean, there's no guarantee that it's going to get him, and he's
It
probably
doesn't have to. It just has to get him out of the location he's.
You're assuming it's actually going to completely burn down too, and then we kill a bunch of innocent people too. Like
you don't have to kill him by burning down the building.
Rosmo, I know this is not how your brain works, but Taku's not here, so somebody has to say this. We're not going to murder a bunch of innocent people to kill one man.
We don't have to completely burn it down. We just have to burn it down enough to get people out of the building and make things confusing and, like, pick a motel for the night.
This plan is based on a just 97% presumption.
We don't have them. Look, they have, like, fire alarms. Everyone will get out, and they won't go back in because it's on fire. And we'll start the fire when the civilians aren't there. It'll just be the assholes.
We just find him first and start the fire on him.
Because that's harder.
I like
that's
that.
That's why we're trying to do the fire
Somewhere
thing.
in the distance, Daphne's little ears just perk up. It's like someone's talking about arson.
Yells into the void. I'll set him on fire!
I think this is a really good point at which we can rally the two teams up because both teams have the base information that they need to form a plan.
I actually would like to do a check really quick, just because since we did actually go to the casino, I want to see if I can spot, like, heightened security and stuff, just to get an idea.
I do still kind of want to case the joint, regardless, to gather information.
Our whole plan was to walk and look at it, and then not interact with it at all.
Sip some beer, look at the building, see if we can learn
Sorry,
something.
I called for a roll and gave information, and you guys started forming a plan.
Oh, no,
So
you're okay.
There's a big hole in it right now.
My apologies. Let's get a separate discern realities from each of you. Plus whiz.
So is this like the tourist thing to do, to walk around, like get a beer from the beer on the corner and just like walk around Glittershade and ooh and ah
No,
all the
like
cool buildings?
sometimes you're a local and you just want a beer and they're serving it on the corner. You think New Yorkers don't get a hot dog?
That's not exclusive to New Yorkers. Lots of people like hot dogs. I'm talking about myself here.
No, actually, there's only hot dogs in New York. It's only in New York. Everybody knows that.
Fuck! God damn it, why you gotta call me out like that, Benny? Never had a hot dog and I really want one. I will tell you guys both offhand, yes, there is absolutely increased security. This is just observable with the naked eye. So, what were those discern realities rolls?
6.
Okay, that's a fail.
Mine too.
Cool.
Perfect.
We're terrible scouts.
I'm pretty good at it. I just rolled shitty.
All right. What you guys noticed is that there is definitely increased security at the casino, and that is the only thing you noticed.
I think I also noticed that this beer is delicious.
It is a tasty
That's what I
beer.
think.
That morning walk down after a long, late night definitely helps something.
Beer's pretty good. Do you think it's a local draft? I don't think this is an import.
Is Rosmo that fucking guy?
He's a dwarf. He's a blue-collar dwarf. He knows his beer.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't make Scotch his one personality trait, and I won't have to throw him out a window.
No, Rosmo is a tequila dwarf. I want to make that clear right now. It's very important for his character
Oh,
development.
good. Good to know. Let's rally the two parties up and start forming an actual plan.
So we have increased security at the casino, and the thing we need to do is we need to get a magicat. We need to ensure that at the correct time, the magicat says, what is it? I wish Jasper could see the world from my shoes.
I wish Jasper knew what it was like to be me.
I wish Jasper knew what it was like to be me. First thing, we got to get a magicat. We got to train the magicat to say that. Then we need to get Jasper to say, at the same time as the magicat says its thing, gee, I wish that magicat knew what it was like to be me. Once they have said this at the same time, bingo, bango, bongo, we have Freaky Friday, Jasper, and the cat. So,
What if we stole Jasper's cat and then made them switch?
Oh, contract law.
Yeah, that thing.
well, that cat hates us, and also...
So does Jasper. What's your point?
He's deep inside the casino. We could get one of those casino announcement cats that sits right over, like, literally, I will walk through the front doors. I will reach my hands up over my head and grab the magic cat on the sill. I will pull it down, put my hand on the back of its head, and I will loudly scream, nobody moves and the magic cat doesn't get hurt. I will back 10 feet out the door, and then I will run into an alley to meet up with everybody else. Bam, we've got ourselves a magic cat 50% of the way to done.
Okay, but what about the Jasper part?
So I'm going to be making a bunch of noise at the front of the casino when I hold them hostage with a cat. And I'm thinking maybe you just climb right up the side of the building and go in through his window, because it's the last thing he'd expect. There's no way he's gotten it completely fixed by now. We busted through all those windows. We rode the popcorn down.
I will say that they saw that the window is still smashed out.
We'll stop by the hardware store and get a ladder. While I'm at the front kidnapping the Magicat, you will climb up the ladder, grab Jasper, haul him out of his office, and then run down an alley where I will meet you with the Magicat.
Smash and grab. Got it.
Then we will convince Jasper that the Magicat has it way better than him, and we'll convince the Magicat that Jasper has it way better than the cat does. And once they're both convinced of that, the spell is going to complete itself, but we can give them a little gentle prodding to say the words if they're not getting them quite right.
Right. I think we should get some extra Magicats just in case, because Magicats are wily bastards. You want to have a couple backups. I figure if I just point my gun, like, in his general, like, crotch region, I can make him say whatever I want him to say. So, harpoons are really effective at getting people to sing the correct tune.
Okay, that's fair, but I don't think we need to put more than one cat in the basket. One, the basket's only so big, and Magicats are exceptionally, like, they're bigger than house cats, is what I'm getting at here.
Emish is going to immediately leave and go get a magic cat, like, now time.
I also have heard from many locations that it's easier to train Magicats one at a time. Did we not establish that a group of Magicats is called like an asshole of Magicats or something? I know that's a menace.
On this particular island, it is an oh fuck of Magicats.
An oh fuck of Magicats.
Although
Yeah.
Emish was, I think, a magnificence of
Yes.
Magicats.
Yes,
was...
that's correct.
I indicate that colloquialism as I bring up the fact that more magicats might not make the plan better, right?
Emish, it sounds to me like you're gonna do the damn thing regardless of what anyone says to me. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah, I'm already gone.
Brilliant.
He's already got the ladder over his head, not waiting for the distraction at the front door.
I love the idea that the rest of us are arguing semantics about, like, the magicats and, should we have one or should we have two? Or
his little feet are like cartoons spinning.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Emish, wait, you forgot the net. The cat net. Whatever.
Emish, you step out of the bar, out of the warehouse, out onto the street. You hang a left and a right and another left, and you are confronted by another oh fuck of magicats, all planning the same mugging that they attempted the previous night. I would like you, just for funsies, just roll plus charisma, and we will figure out what happens next.
Okay. My best stat. That's actually still a 9. Modified 9. That was fantastic for me.
Is that really your best stat?
No, I have a -2 there. I rolled an 11. Like, that was an enormous success for me. I have to roll boxcars to get a complete success on a charisma check.
I'm gonna say for this, tell me what you are saying to them. And if you can convince me, we'll turn that into another +1, which will make a full success.
Okay. So the first thing I do is pull out my Magicat treats that I always have on me.
Obviously.
I cook, and I love Magicats. So I've got these, like, stinky, like, dried fish skin meal cakes that are, like, fried on one side, and it smells like yesterday's vomit. And I peel back the oilcloth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want this?
Yes. Give it to me.
And I break off like a little tiny piece and give it to each one of them. How many Magicats are in this malice?
We'll say that this is 4.
Okay, so I give a little tiny piece to each one, and I say, all right, now which one of you wants the whole thing?
And they start arguing amongst themselves.
It'll be mine. You can't have them. They belong to me.
They're actively beating the shit out of each other at this point.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm horrified. Poor Emish. So he says, like, really loudly, he's like, all right, well, whichever one of you catch me gets the treat. And I bolt. And I'm hoping to be able to kind of separate them out, so whichever one is the fastest, that's the one that I up and feed the treat to.
And you have that bullshit ability that makes it so that you can't be caught in a foot race.
So I can make sure that to separate it out to where there's one leader, and then slow down enough to where they can
I'll let you take that +1. We'll turn this into a full success. Sweet. Okay, you get, there are 3 of these Magicats chasing you. There is an orange who immediately just bolts right into a wall and falls down. There is still a calico and a gray cat that are following.
And in the meantime, while the chase is going on, Emish is making sure to go wherever he thinks the group currently is. So if that's the bar or the library.
Let's call this, for funsies, let's call it a defy danger roll. Let's do intelligence, because you are trying to use quick thinking to defy danger here.
Okay. That's an 11.
Nice.
Not 10.
All right. So these 2 cats start chasing you, and you are quick enough on your feet and clever enough that as you are running, you are able to keep line of sight on the one that's closest to you. Currently, it's going to be the calico that's closer. And you're staying just close enough that they are trying to pursue and get that stinky treat, but they are not quite close enough to get it from you.
And I'm, like, actively chatting up the Magicat as we're running too. So, like, oh, what's your name? What do they call you?
Cat is moving at a dead sprint and just not really taxed too much by it. And she just looks at you and goes,
I'm called Listeria.
Gotcha.
We see a quick zoom in on Emish's face, and it just kind of squinches up. But he keeps running.
Listeria continues to pursue you. The other cat following you, by the way, is Alphabet Soup.
And Listeria is the calico, and Alphabet Soup is...
the gray.
The gray.
So they are continuing to pursue you. They are staying just outside of range because of your bullshit Olympian move that means that you can't be beaten in a foot race.
I mean, I'm just a part leprechaun, part laser pointer.
The cats pursue you. The rest of the party is back at the bar. Are you just leading these 2 cats back to the bar with you?
Yeah, basically in case I need backup, so that when it comes to the Magicat wrangling, should an assist be required, I am in a position to have assistance.
Wait, you're herding the Magicats into...
The bar.
Into the bar.
A bar. I was like, no, he can't have said that. That would be so silly. I must have misheard. Even as I was sitting there, I was like, I can't say a bar. That sounds like such a horrible idea. Surely this Olympian would... Anyways, please carry on.
With the successful roll and the success on the previous roll, I'm going to say that you're able to lead them back pretty effortlessly. They follow you. They're staying about 4 or 5 feet behind you because of your bullshit Olympian ability, which is all I will ever refer to it as from this moment forward, just so you know.
It's so beautiful.
So you lead them back into the bar. You get into the warehouse part, the front of the bar, and it's kind of a maze of boxes. And once you are in the door, the cats immediately just spring up on top of the crates and are stalking you. Are you doing anything different, or are you just continuing to run?
Oh, well, I mean, I've got to get up there, too. Like, I can't be down below and be a target for them for death from above attacks. Like, yeah, so I'm going to spring up onto the crate, too, and start hopping across them.
I would love to hear a Defy Danger Dexterity roll from you.
Oh, God, I already used my good roll, too.
You'll be fine.
That actually is a 7, which is not bad for me. Oh, pardon me, an 8, not that it makes a difference.
Okay, an 8, yeah, that's going to be a mixed success. So, I'm going to say you're able to parkour your way up the crates and land comfortably between Listeria and Alphabet Soup. For the complication, I am going to give you a classic Emish's choice here. You can either miss catching Listeria entirely, or you can catch Listeria, but it will absolutely fuck you up and shred you all to pieces.
Oh, risk them catch me, of course.
All right, so you are going to catch Listeria, and it absolutely starts fucking you up and shredding you all to pieces. I think you're going to take 2 damage as it's trying to claw its way towards that pocket with the treat in it. I am going to need you to roll another Defy Danger Dexterity, because you have a really wiggly, very violent Magicat in your business, and you are in some pretty immediate danger. It really wants that treat.
As an incredibly short man, like, Emish has an inherent fear of things coming at him from above, so, like, he could not go with that option.
No, that makes perfect sense to me, yeah.
So that's a 5. Total 5.
All right, so that Magicat is going to go ahead and outmaneuver you, and she's going to stick her head into the coat pocket to try and get that treat. She gets those claws in really, really deep now, and you're not going to be able to throw her off without stopping to take the time to do it. She is just going to town chomping away on those treats, though. You now have an insanely ravenous and just generally insane Magicat just in your business.
Okay, well, I mean, now it's a wrestling match.
Yeah, it really is. What are you going to do about that?
I assume the other cat's probably moving towards me as well, so I'm going to try and get a lock hold on this Magicat. Which one is it, by the way?
That would be Listeria.
Yeah, you're covered in Listeria.
So I'm gonna get a lock hold on Listeria and hold them up and keep running across the boxes, and I'm holding. It's a Magicat shield. All right, so it's pointed towards Alphabet Soup to make sure that I don't end up with a 2-to-1 scenario, you know?
Just squeeze as tight as you can.
Might not go as well as you think it will.
Oh man, he's gonna get Listeria all up in the Alphabet Soup.
Listeria fights off Alphabet Soup. Everybody knows that.
Are you losing a fight with cats right now?
He's not losing specifically.
You're not here.
All right, so you do manage to get this cat into position, mostly because it's surgically grafted to you at the moment. But I am going to need you to roll, I don't know, I think this is hack and slash to successfully, I don't know, like shield bash or battering ram Alphabet Soup with Listeria as your weapon. Does that make sense?
Okay. And that's going to be a 10.
Okay, a 10. That is a full success for a change. I think with that, you are going to kind of wrestle the cat claws out of your skin and pick this cat up, and as the other cat is kind of flying down towards you in an attempt to dive tackle you, you just turn and charge towards Alphabet Soup. using Listeria as a magic weapon, I think. Not to get too cruel to the cats with it, but you really do beat the ever-loving shit out of Alphabet Soup with Listeria. Enough that you kind of send the soup flying across the warehouse, maybe out the door. Who really knows where the cat went? But the point is that you have unhooked the cat from your flesh, and now, Emish, you have conquered Listeria. And that is something that we should all aspire to.
I feel like I'm having a stroke listening to this.
No, I love it. Emish conquered Listeria and then finished off the alphabet soup. Like, there's nothing wrong with this story. I have understood it perfectly.
And with that very clear understanding and Emish's pure and perfect defeat of Listeria, I think that is a perfect spot to end tonight's episode. All right, you can find us on Instagram and Tumblr at highindlowwizpod. Feel free to shoot us an email at highindlowwizpod@gmail.com. Please give us a review on your podcast platform of choice. Give us as many stars as you feel we deserve, or a lot more.
So we're back with murder?
I think. Well, no, we're not.
Murder was always the plan.
Apparently, murder was at least a
retained
subplot.
the living soul. Nothing went to hell that wasn't a cat. That's like so there couldn't have been a murder.
Did I just walk in on nothing went to hell that wasn't a cat?
Yes.